Welcome to the Transparency Stars webinar for the Traditional Finances Award. This webinar is hosted by the Data Analysis and Transparency Division of the Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts and is the first in a series of webinars dedicated to instructing applicants about the criteria and application process of the Comptroller's Transparency Stars program. Specifically, this video will cover the Traditional Finances Award application process. This webinar will cover the following items with regards to the Traditional Finances Transparency Star: general criteria for the award submission, traditional finances guidelines, the application process, and how to keep your award page in good standing. The Traditional Finances Star requires 6 areas for evaluation: a dedicated web page specific to the award, a narrative summary of the key data and information. This is usually done in table format, though a mixture of text and visuals is acceptable. At least 2 graphic representations of key information, which should be illustrative and clearly labeled. Any pertinent documentation for the award category, including audits, reports, bond election information, bids, and contracts for a period of the last 5 years. Downloadable data. This is interactive raw format information in Excel, CSV, or another tabular format. And lastly, any other pertinent information such as GASB statements, lookup tools, agreements, or other relevant information from the most recently completed fiscal year. The landscape for financial transparency has changed. Taxpayers are demanding more, be it in the form of downloadable data sets, new visual representation of information, or even simple bulleted list of key figures. Increased transparency through these means allow taxpayers to understand public services and spending decisions to a greater extent than ever before. Follow the guidelines below and add the requirement documentation to your entity's website to qualify for a Traditional Finances Transparency Star. Post a summary table or listing separately from audits and financial reports with expenditures, revenues from all entity funds, revenues from property taxes, and revenues from sale taxes. These must all be expressed as total and per capita, per student, or per user as applicable. You must also provide the total full-time equivalent positions for all personnel. These must be for the most recently completed fiscal year. You may wish to include additional pieces of data that provide context reflective of standards or conventions particular to your entity type. You may use the optional Traditional Finances Summary form to complete the summary section. This form is available under Optional Tools on the Traditional Finances section of our website. Post data visualizations to your transparency page showing the time trend for at least 5 years, showing revenues and expenditures per capita, per student, or per user as applicable, and the time trend for at least 5 years showing property tax rates per $100 valuation. You may wish to include explanations or subsets of these trends in the visualizations or post additional visualizations that provide context reflective of standards or conventions particular to your entity type. See the optional tools sidebar on the Traditional Finances page of our website for templates you may choose to use to create the required visualizations. The visualizations must be posted on the page itself or as a direct link like all the required information on the transparency page, easy to view and interpret. 2 types of documents are required: the adopted budgets for the current fiscal year and the 4 preceding fiscal years, as well as annual financial reports, AFRs or ACFRs, for the 5 most recently completed fiscal year audits. To be current, the AFRs must be posted within 12 months of the end of each fiscal year. All documents must be posted for easy download. The raw format budget for the current fiscal year and the raw format check register for the 3 completed fiscal years need to be available for download in a tabular or spreadsheet format to aid in researching your entity's finances. More detail on these 2 items will be provided on the next slides. Raw format budget needs to be posted in a downloadable spreadsheet format, identified by name, the accounts and divisions of all monies held and or funded, show and indicate all revenues and expenditures within local governments' budgets with a separate grand total for each category, allow users to perform analysis on the raw budget data, and show all combined accounts such as enterprise funds, general fund, or debt. When posting your raw format budget, make sure all accounts, funds, revenues, expenditures, and others match the data in your adopted budget of the same fiscal year. At least 3 fiscal years of consecutive check register ending with the most current check register, which should not be older than 90 days, are required. The Comptroller's Office recommends consolidating older check registers by the fiscal year to simplify the post. Raw format check registers should include monthly, quarterly, or annual totals for all expenditures. They need to be posted in spreadsheet format and include fields for date, payee, amount, and purpose for each entry in the register. Purpose should provide a general description of the transaction, such as electric bill or office supplies, while payee fields may be truncated. And the registers should include electronic fund transfers or EFTs and payroll direct deposits, as well as bank drafts for bond or loan payments if applicable. If you are using any form of open or procedural generated software for your check registers, you must still comply with the requirements above. Your transparency site should also include general contact information such as an address and a phone number for the local government's main office, contact names, phone numbers, and/or email addresses for the elected officials. A general group email address that is sent to multiple people at once is also acceptable. And finally, an application and instructions for open records requests or public information requests. Once you have gathered the required documents and other materials, you will need to create your designated award page, then submit a web link to our office through the online application form. Once this is completed, you will be contacted by a member of our team with any needed revisions or additions to your application. This contact will be in email form. From there, your application will undergo an administrative review by our Transparency, Audit, and Enforcement divisions before final approval. Additional materials applicants may find useful are available on the Traditional Finances STAR page on the right-hand side of the screen. These include a checklist, summary forms, and templates for both visualizations. These optional tools are meant to serve as supplemental assistance to the general guidelines. After you are awarded a Transparency STAR, your page is subject to review by our analysts at any time to verify that you are keeping your award page up to the standard required by the Comptroller's Office. Your organization is ultimately responsible for keeping up with the guidelines and updating your page to remain in compliance. For questions or concerns regarding your application, please feel free to contact us at transparency.stars@cpa.texas.gov or by phone at 844-519-5676. You can also contact the Transparency STARS coordinator directly at the information shown on screen. Thank you very much for watching.